All right, let's jump right in. We're about to talk about Jewish history, but probably not the way you're used to. Forget about memorizing a bunch of dates and names of ancient kings. Think of this more as a story, a 4,000-year-old story that, believe it or not, has a ton to do with you right here, right now.
Okay, let's be real for a second. When you hear the word history, what happens? For a lot of us, our brains just kind of check out. We picture these dusty old books, random facts we're forced to memorize for a test, and then poof, they're gone. It feels so disconnected from our actual lives. So seriously, why should you even care?
Well, this quote right here, this is why. It's from a historian named Rabbi Burrell Wein, and it's absolutely brilliant. Think about it. Why do cars have rearview mirrors? You don't use them to just stare at the road behind you, right? No. You glance at them to make sure you can move forward safely. History is exactly like that. It's the tool that helps us navigate what's ahead. So, here's the game plan. First, we'll dig a little deeper into why we even need to look back. Then, we'll meet the very first rebel who kicked this whole thing off. After that, we're going to tackle this huge, often confusing idea of being chosen for a mission. Then we'll look at some wild recurring patterns in this story, and finally, we'll connect it all back to your journey. So yeah, this whole rear view mirror thing, it's not about getting lost in the past. It's about having a map. Imagine getting a map that shows you all the roads that have already been traveled, including all the dead ends, the dangerous turns, and even the cool shortcuts people found along the way. That's what history is. It's like a guidebook for making smarter choices today.
Every great story needs a beginning, and this one starts with a guy named Abraham. You can basically think of him as the original non-conformist. He lived thousands of years ago in a world where pretty much everybody just went along to get along. But Abraham, yeah, he was different. He was a rebel, and he had a cause.
The nickname they gave him says it all. They called him Ivri, which literally means the one on the other side. I mean, picture this. The entire world is on one side of the river, believing in tons of different gods, all about power, just following the crowd. And then there's Abraham, standing completely alone on the other side. He was pushing this radical new idea, one God, which meant life had a single shared purpose and that we all have a responsibility. He stood against everyone for an idea he believed in. So because Abraham chose to stand apart, his descendants became, well, chosen. Now hold on, because that phrase, the chosen people, is maybe one of the most misunderstood and loaded ideas in all of history. I know, it can sound kind of arrogant, can it? But trust me, it's not at all what you think. So let's just put it right out there. What is the deal with this chosen people thing? Does it mean being better than everybody else? Does it come with some kind of special VIP pass? The short answer, not even close. This is so important to get. Being chosen was never about getting a prize. It was about getting a job. And not just any job, the hardest job. Abraham chose a path of responsibility. And God basically said, okay, you're in. I'm choosing you and your family to carry this mission forward. It's not about being better. It's about being handed a bigger weight to carry. There's this military analogy from Rabbi Ken Spiro that just makes it all click. Think of the Jewish people as the point man for humanity. In a patrol, the point man is the soldier who walks out front. Their job is to lead the way and scout the path for everyone following behind. It's an incredibly important role. But guess what? It's also the most dangerous. You're the first to face any challenges, precisely because you're out front, carrying that heavy responsibility for the whole group. So what's the mission? Where is this point man trying to lead everybody? The goal has a name, Tikkun Olam. It means simply to fix the world. The mission is to help make our world a more moral, just, and compassionate place for everyone. It's really a job for all of humanity, but the idea is that the point man's role is to lead the charge. Okay, so when you're on a mission that lasts for 4,000 years, you start to notice some things. Patterns emerge. And Jewish history isn't just a straight line from A to B. It's actually more like a spiral. You see the same kinds of challenges and ideas pop up over and over, but each time you're hopefully a little further along the path. A brilliant scholar from the 13th century, Nachmanides, put it like this. He basically said that the things that happened to the first ancestors, to people like Abraham, weren't just random events. Their experiences carved grooves into the fabric of time, and their descendants, for generations to come, would find themselves traveling through those very same groups, facing very similar tests. And here is one of the deepest grooves, a pattern you see again and again. It's a four-step cycle. First up, arrival. A group of people shows up in a new place, often with nothing. Then comes step 2, hard work and success. They pour themselves into building communities, they contribute, they thrive. But then that success sometimes leads to step 3, jealousy, persecution, a major challenge. All of a sudden, they're seen as outsiders. And that leads to the final step, survival and renewal. Somehow, against all odds, they endure, they rebuild, and they carry that mission forward, sometimes starting the whole cycle over in a new land. It's a pattern that just keeps repeating. So, after all that, a rearview mirror, a rebel, a point man, and these crazy grooves in time, what on earth does this have to do with you? Right now, this is where we bring it all home and point it directly at your future. And here is how it all connects. The rearview mirror, that's history. It lets you see the patterns, those grooves of time we talked about. Understanding them means you're not surprised by what's coming. And knowing what to expect is what allows the point man, the person on the mission, to navigate the road ahead without getting totally blindsided and to just keep moving forward. The past gives you the wisdom to handle your responsibilities today. So we end up right back where we started, looking at that rearview mirror. This whole story, it was never just about the past. It's about a mission to help fix the world that's still happening right now. Learning this history, it's like getting the map. It shows you the grooves, it reminds you of the responsibility. So really, there's only one question left that truly matters. Now that you've checked the mirror, where are you going?